The following episode may contain sensitive content. Listener discretion is advised.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
How are we feeling?
I'm hungover.
That says it all right there.
What was that?
I'm hungover as fuck. Oh my gosh.
Whoa, what?
What are you up to?
Hungover.
Hungover. What'd you do last night?
I went out.
Where'd you go?
Actually, I went out to dinner with my girlfriends, and then I went out to a bar and just had like one more drink at the bar, and I am dying
that
today.
always does it. That one more drink.
Yeah, and it was so good. Like, it was worth it because it was espresso martini.
Oh, I love an espresso martini.
But like a good one, you know?
Yeah.
We're too old for this shit, though. Yo, I have a glass of
I'm
wine.
like on the struggle bus.
Yo,
yeah.
I have a glass of wine and I feel the hangover the same night. Like,
Oh, check what kind of wine you're drinking too.
that's true.
Yeah.
I do drink the cheapest shit.
Yeah. Because that's so bad when you when you drink cheap shit. It's same with like champagne
Yeah.
or prosecco. When you drink the cheap one, you get a headache. An hour later.
Yeah.
I don't miss my 20s in that sense.
Wait, do these people know who we are?
Oh, well, I guess we could tell them.
I always forget to introduce
Hi,
ourselves.
everyone.
Sorry, guys. We are The Show Must Go On. Spoiler alert. We are The Show Must Go On podcast. I'm Giovanni.
I'm Tracey.
And I'm Nikki.
And we are The Show Must Go On. Oh, my God.
Welcome.
We'll get good at this maybe eventually.
Eventually, we'll get good at doing a podcast. I don't fucking know.
Just not today.
Not today. It's too early for this shit. How you doing, Tracey?
Oh, I'm good. I'm boring. I don't have anything going on. That's okay, though.
Yeah.
You know, yesterday, my boyfriend was like, he's like, I died in the couch, basically. He's like, he went to the gym, got a haircut, then came home, and he was on the couch watching TV nonstop. And I said, I am kind of jealous.
Wow.
You know? Because I went out, when you want to, get all this social stuff done in one day.
Yeah.
I like double book myself back to back, so to, be done for like the next couple of weeks. so I met a friend 5 to 7, because if I don't leave my home before 6 p.m., chances are I'm not going to go.
Yep.
And then 7 p.m. with another friend. And
but that's
I'm exhausted.
At least you got it all out of the way. That's good.
I'm done.
You're done.
I
You're done
get
for
to
the
stay
month.
home today and be a vegetable.
Yeah, you're done for the month. No more social gatherings for the next month. Good for you.
Yeah, I have 3 weeks off.
Well, good. Well, sad thing I don't have any friends here in Philly, but maybe after today I have a little brunch, so we'll see how that goes.
That's true. Listeners, if you guys are not weird or stalkers, you can also, if you live in Philly, you can request a friendship from Giovanni.
Request a friend. Hey, I live in Philadelphia and I have no friends. So please reach out to me.
He sucks, but
Yeah, I'm boring. But
How's the new job?
The new job is going great. I just finished week 2. so far still kind of quiet, you know. They're still trying to figure out what the fuck to do with me. They don't know what to do with me. I'm like, please don't let me go. You just hired me, but yeah.
I know.
I mean, I'm
You're
just
like, I need it.
right. I'm happy to have a paycheck. So far, so good. Can't complain.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited about today's episode because I really wanted to talk about. I really cannot wait to hear your opinions on this. But today we are going to discuss The Color Purple, and that's the new adaptation, the musical version,
The 2023
version of The Color Purple, starring Fantasia Barrino, Taraji P. Henson, Danielle
What's
Brooks.
that sound?
What's
Is that Brody?
that sound? No, I don't hear anything.
Okay.
What does it sound like?
It sounds like a lick.
A lick?
Yeah.
Are you sure Trey's not underneath that desk?
Ooh.
Ew.
This podcast is rated X for your pleasure.
Oh God.
No, I don't hear
No,
it.
you don't hear it?
No. Well, I wish we could ask the
Okay.
listeners if they hear it, because I don't hear it. If Tracey and I don't hear it, then I guess we're good.
And I usually
It was
pick up
like
on
a
annoying sounds.
Right, that's true.
Oh, is that the construction? Is
No,
he,
I
like,
don't hear
sanding
any.
something? Oh.
There's nothing here.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, sorry guys. If you hear a lick, I mean, good luck to you all. But yeah, The Color Purple. Let's see. So I will talk. So yeah, starring these fantastic people. It's directed by Blitz. I'm gonna mispronounce this name. I am so sorry. Blitz Bazawule or Bazawule. Do you guys know how to?
Something like that. I do not know.
Who also directed Beyonce's Black is King, which was the movie is produced by Oprah, Stephen S., Quincy Jones, and many more, including the author of the Color Purple novel Alice Walker. Fuck, I can't talk today. Danielle Brooks is nominated for an Oscar for actress in a supporting role, which I'm really excited for. And just to give you a brief synopsis of the movie, in case you don't know, it's about a woman who faces many hardships in her life, but ultimately finds extraordinary strength and hope in the unbreakable bonds of sisterhood. Now, I think it's important to also mention that it's not just a woman, but it is a Black woman, okay? And to be, it's a very important factor about the synopsis. I think we should also mention, that The Color Purple premiered in London on November 20th, 2023, and was released in the United States on December 25th, 2023 by Warner Brothers Pictures, and it received positive reviews from critics. We can probably save that for the end, but thank you, Nikki, for putting that together.
You're welcome.
For doing your homework, because I absolutely did not. All right. So I'm excited to jump right in and talk about my thoughts, but I really want to hear what you guys had to think about the film. So who wants to go first?
I wish I would have had time to watch the original again, to be honest. I did not have time. We actually are recording this episode basically like a whole week before we were supposed to record it, because I won't be able to be here next week. So we had to basically do everything rushed.
So if you don't like this episode, blame Nikki.
Exactly.
It's like Daniela.
Blame my sister who's getting married. Okay, so I'm obsessed with it. Like, it's a movie that I want to rewatch at least 3 to 4 more times, because basically this movie already, the story is so dark and raw, but it's one of those hopeful stories.
Yeah.
And I think the musical of it is just so fucking powerful.
Okay.
And again, what you talked about, Joe, the cast of this movie is just beyond. Everyone came to work. Everyone, Taraji, I'm speechless by her, I mean, I never doubt, how good she is, but I feel like this is something, I don't think she had it easy in the industry. So I think a role like this that opens up way many more opportunities for her, and her really nailing that fucking role is just beautiful. I don't know. I know we're like reviewing it right now. We're not talking about the story, but it's just the first half of the movie, I watched it at the nail salon, and I was, because I didn't have time, and I was crying with the technician. Like, I was like, and she was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, this is just really sad. And then when I came home, I watched the other half, and my boyfriend came in, and he's like, "What's going on?" Because I was like drenched in tears nonstop, because it's so, it touches your heart. And especially, Giovanni, you know this really well, if you're a woman, it makes you feel some type of way.
Giovanni knows as a woman, yeah.
Oh, I know the struggles of a woman. I face them every day.
So yeah, it was, I don't know, I want to rewatch it today.
Yeah. Well, I think it's okay to talk about your thoughts on the movie. I mean, that's what we're here to do. We're here to judge and judge away.
I didn't go into the story, like specifics of the story. It's just so fucking beautiful, and the direction and the photography and the colors. My only issue with this movie was the makeup.
Okay.
Towards the end, when they were quote unquote look older.
Okay.
Yeah, that was it. That was like nothing else bothered me in this movie.
Okay.
So good.
Okay, sounds good. Tracey, did you want to go next?
Yeah, I'll try to be quick. So I was excited, but I also was not, because I have read the novel, and I know, like Nikki mentioned, it is very, there's a lot of serious topics in there, and so I hadn't seen the Broadway musical version, so I didn't know the music at all.
Me either. I had no idea. Yeah.
Right. So in that sense, I was super excited to like hear the music and kind of see how they transformed like the novel and like the first movie into this version. But I also knew, because it was like heavy topics, that it was going to fucking wreck me, which it did. Like Nikki, I fucking bawled a million times, ugly crying.
Ugly crying.
Ugly crying. Oh my gosh. But I love the music. In fact, I would have liked some more songs. Like, I kind of don't feel like there was enough.
Yeah.
Me too. But you know what? There's probably way more.
There's way more in the musical.
On the Broadway soundtrack. Yeah.
So I had read, this isn't in Fun Facts, I had just read that in the musical, it's all music. It's like Les Mis or Hamilton. Like, there's no dialogue.
Oh, like an opera.
Interesting.
Right. So they cut like 24 songs. And
wow.
Yeah, so I kind of wish that maybe they had put in a couple more in the movie. Because I feel like even Mr. deserved his own song. Even maybe at the end when he sort of has this like change of heart, his like character arc. I feel like it would have been kind of nice for him to have a song. But I love the choreography.
Yes,
like loved all the
phenomenal.
Yeah, like all the
what
like
a
big
great movie.
Big numbers, like the town people like dancing, and right off from the beginning, like that first song, they're just going to church, but I was like, hallelujah, let's fucking go. I was ready to praise the Lord.
Yeah.
So, right off, like it started off really good, but then also you see that, I mean, I guess we could start talking about the movie a little bit. Like, Celie is pregnant, and I guess you're kind of wondering, like, who the father is. And then you find out that it's, like, her dad.
Right.
And that she's been raped. Like, fucking heavy already in, like, the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And she's been raped twice.
Right.
Yeah.
This
is her second
Because she already gave up a baby.
Right.
And she's a baby. Like, how old are they in the beginning? They can't be that old. Like, maybe 14, 15?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God.
I'm with both of you actually. So one, I wish that I had time to watch the original before. I've seen the original film, with Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah, me too. But I
Whoopi
saw it so
Goldberg,
long.
It's been a while, yeah.
It's been a while. I haven't seen it in years, I'll be honest, but I've seen it a couple times growing up, and so I had to just go off on my memory what I could remember
What you
of
remember.
it. I have also never seen the stage version, the stage production. I didn't know so I didn't know the music. I kind of went in blind. So, and I watched it with my boyfriend who he's never, ever watched The Color Purple. Never seen the original film, never seen the musical. Like he went in blind, like really blind. So it was interesting to kind of get his perspective on it because he doesn't know
What did
anything.
he say?
So, once the movie ended, he was wiping his tears. He cried a lot. First of all, that ending is fucking beautiful.
Oh my God.
So emotional. But he's like, I paused him moving, right at the end credits. And I was like, so what do you think? And he was like, I thought it was great. And he's like still wiping the tears off his face. And I was just like, okay, I mean, he was in love with it. He absolutely loved it. Now here is my, I guess, issue. So, going into this new movie, like 15 minutes in, I kept comparing it to the original film. And that was my mistake, where I was just like, I need to stop doing that because this is a different take on The Color Purple. I'm sure it's very different from the novel. The film and the musical are two very different adaptations, and I think I love the original so much, and I have such a strong core memory of that original film that I kept comparing it to that, and I was just like, wait a minute, no, but this is different, and that is different, and this is different, So then I had to literally tell myself, just stop doing that. That was my mistake. Just take this in as a new experience. Forget about the original. Let's just make believe that this is a film on its own. And that's what I ended up having to do. And with that, I thought the film was phenomenal. Where I was like,
I definitely separated like mentally from the beginning because I also feel, it's super dark and raw, but making a musical super dark and raw is so hard because you gotta burst into a song.
Right.
Every few sentences, and I was like, the whole time I was like, how are they gonna do this? And in my humble opinion, I think it was really well done.
It was really well done. Yeah, because
it was sad but also hopeful the whole time.
Because a lot of the music, it was like more upbeat. Like there weren't as many like ballads or serious numbers. Like there was a lot more like upbeat, hopeful. Numbers, which I think helped too because it is a lot of like serious topics. So I think they kind of juxtaposed it a little bit to help, which I liked.
With the darkness.
Which they did a great job to do that because like you said, Nikki, that would be hard to do because I was telling
it's so hard.
My boyfriend who'd never seen the original, I was like, the original is very heavy. Where we keep saying the word hope here. I feel like the musical gives you hope versus the original gave me no hope. I was like, we're never gonna get out of this. Celie is never gonna get out of this situation.
Talking about hope, and I know I'm jumping 100 million things ahead right now.
Go for it.
Fantasia's 11 o'clock number, basically. That monologue / that song, I cried for the whole 5 minutes of it.
I've been singing it all
morning. Whole,
yeah.
I was crying, like unstoppable. It was. That's when like Trey got worried. He's like, "Oh, like what? Are you okay?" He asked like 3 times, and I was like, "Yes, yes, so sad,"
First of all, let's talk about Fantasia. Triple threat, because I didn't know the woman could dance.
And she was not just dancing, tap dancing, which I think is the hardest form of dancing, in my opinion.
Dancing. Tap dancing. I feel like also she would fucking do a lot more better on stage because her performance is very large. It's very big and animated.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, we need to see her on Broadway more. Like, cast this woman, please.
Oh no, it
Like
was Cynthia, yeah.
Cynthia Erivo played her on stage. And I know Fantasia also had the opportunity to play her on Broadway.
She
at some
did.
point.
I believe in the original
Yeah.
In the original
in
Broadway
2005. Yeah.
But she needs to be in more stage productions, Fantasia, because I don't know the woman could dance like that. And when they zoomed in on the tap dancing, I was like, "There's no way that's Fantasia tap dancing," and it fucking was. It fucking was. She's a triple threat.
Yeah, I didn't know that she could dance.
I've adored Fantasia since American Idol season.
Me too.
2.
She was amazing.
I remember her audition. I was rooting from her from day one, and it wasn't so much that I loved her voice, which I do love her fucking voice. It's phenomenal. It's so unique. But I loved her.
Performer too, because when she would sing, it was like you could just feel it.
Yeah, you could.
Like she wasn't just there saying words, singing words. Like she was the song. Like this, just the emotion that she was emoting. Which
was perfect for this role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because damn, I was like thinking, fuck, I wish I could have seen this live. Like, I think I would have cried a lot more. I think I would have been
100%,
insufferable in that audience.
100%.
And Danielle Brooks, I guess I want to talk about.
Oh my God. She
God.
fucking wrecks me because like even Orange is the New Black, like her character,
I know.
So good, and I think that's one of the reasons why I was like kind of nervous to watch it because I was like, I know that she's just gonna bring the tears out of me, and she did. Of course. I think her acting, she's amazing. And I actually didn't know that she could sing that well.
Yeah. Well, she was also on
Broadway.
Really good. She played...
Yes. She played Sophia.
And she's like, her topics, like her storyline is very like heavy, but also she has this comedic
Moments,
role.
yeah.
She's like the comic relief. And it's so hard to do that.
Yeah, she can do both.
You could do fucking both. You can go from like one end of the range to the other. How do you do that?
I mean, that scene at the table when she's completely shut down, it's like so defeated, so humiliated, and nothing can change that for her.
Traumatized.
Traumatized until she says the thing. The other
Seeley.
character says the thing about the horse shit.
Yeah.
And the way like you see that journey in like less than 10 seconds from her being like I can't fucking talk from I can actually laugh now. It's magical.
And she gives us the permission,
the
audience, that we can laugh now,
yes,
which is nice because it's like, we need a little break, because this is too much.
Well, I love also, that it's like that scene is finally when Seeley stands up for herself. Like we're like 2 hours into the movie, and this table scene is like finally when she finds the strength to tell her husband Mr. off.
Yeah.
Oh, the way that they didn't know the name of their husbands.
Yeah.
They're like, isn't it Mr.? I'm like, my heart is just shattered in pieces.
Like, you don't know your own husband's name?
Well, I bet if she had asked, he would have beaten the shit out of her.
Right. Yeah. And then Taraji P. Henson. I mean,
oh my
holy
God.
shit, she's not a singer, but damn, the bitch can sing.
Yeah.
Yo.
Thank God she's not a singer. If she was, imagine.
Like,
she's so talented.
So fucking. I mean, we already know Taraji's been talented. She's been in the game for a long time, but it was great to see this side of her, and wow. I mean, every time she came on the screen, I just wanted more and more of her. Like, I was like, what is she going to say now? What is she going to sing now? What is she going to do now? You know? I will say this, though. I wish that they would have kept the iconic line from the original movie, "You show is ugly." You know that line when Suge meets Seeley for the first time?
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I was like waiting for that, where they pull her out of the car, she's wasted, and they bring her into Mister's house, and that's the first time that Seeley meets Suge, and Suge looks at her in the face, and she says, "You show is ugly." You don't remember that?
I forgot about
Gosh.
I remember that line, and that scene was so iconic. Not iconic, hold on, let me take it back. Was so memorable for me because, Celia is the underdog, right? And we always fall for the underdog. I was falling for her while watching the original. And, here's this woman stepping in that Mister's like obsessed and in love with and hoped that he had married instead of Celia. And, she's also eager to meet this woman. And the first thing that she says to her is like, damn, you show is ugly. My heart breaks even more for Celia. And I was like, oh my God, like, just kill me now, How did you not remember that? But anyway, I was hoping that they kept it in this film, but now thinking about it, I feel like the reason why they probably didn't do it is because eventually, Celia and Suge's relationship does progress into something else.
Yeah.
So I felt like maybe that would kind of like contradict their storyline. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I was a little bummed about that just because it was such a core memory of mine. The original. But whatever.
I think it's just so funny that they keep like singing and talking about how Celia is so ugly, and I'm like, I don't think so.
I don't think she ugly.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Beautiful.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they just didn't make her ugly enough because Fantasia's not ugly.
No.
No.
But that's also the thing. I don't think that she's like, let's look at the character, right? I don't think Celia
I don't think
is
it's
ugly.
like,
I think there's definitely, it's more of the thematic element behind it being a woman and a woman of color and women having no power, especially women of color having no power, and it sucks, which is what makes this movie and these topics heavy. It's just like, it's disgusting, really, that this was even a thing, and it still is a thing. In many places around the world, unfortunately.
I mean, I think one of Beyonce's songs says that, like, the least powerful human in the world is a Black woman.
Yeah, it is.
And I feel like this story is a whole representation of how it is for them, because let's also talk about that scene when the wife of the mayor is asking her to
Want to be my maid?
to be her maid, and she's like, no. And then she asks again, and she's like, well, hell no. And just because she said hell no, she was put to jail at, well, how many years? 6 years?
6 years.
Fucking years.
6 years because she said no. And basically, because she said no, the guy kept pushing, and then she had to punch him to defend herself.
You know what's so crazy about that is like, that's that scene, that whole part is just really just painful
Upsetting.
to watch and upsetting, where the moment the mayor's wife approaches her and says, do you want to be my maid? You can see the tension starting to begin in Sophia's character, because she's like, I know where this is going. We need to get out of here. She tells her kids, get in the car. We've been down this road before. We know what's going to happen. We need to get out of here, because if I didn't, deny this woman's request, which I'm going to deny because Sophia's a strong character. She knows what she wants. We need to get the fuck out of here. And it's just unfortunate that even was even a thing, or still is even a thing in some places in the world.
And also, like, you think how right away it's the way she's talking to her is so demeaning.
Yeah.
She says something like, oh, look at your whole family. They all look so fresh, so clean, so put together.
Oh, and chocolate. I just want to eat them up.
Yeah. Well, that's why, that's why Sophia was already like upset. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So clean.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't we be
So clean.
Why wouldn't we be
exactly.
clean?
Why wouldn't they
why
be
are
clean?
you? It's almost like the whole chocolate thing,
Oh, God.
You know.
Right away, I felt the tension. So I was like, no.
Well, because you could see it in her body, too. Like, she just, tensed. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, that, whole section. Then afterwards, when she's in prison and, her whole demeanor is just so defeated.
Yeah.
And
Gosh.
that broke me.
That was
Sophia,
damn, I love that character. And I loved,
Yeah.
I kind of, now I want to go back and watch the original just to see, Oprah Winfrey's, again, two very different films, but Oprah Winfrey also nailed it, that role and that scene. I remember watching that scene in the original and just feeling so hurt and like I felt so bad for her character. Like, leave her alone. Just leave her alone. Let her live. You know?
Yeah.
Gosh. Such a
Ooh,
heavy.
so
heavy,
intense.
So
yeah.
intense, you know. It's such a heavy movie, heavy topic. Very important topic, you know. But,
Yeah. Well, let's talk about at the beginning, Celie. And also, I mean, the younger actresses, basically. We have Haley and what's the other girl's name?
This is her first film, I think.
I think
she was great.
They were amazing from the beginning. And I heard this like showed up on my Instagram. I don't think that would be a fun fact, but the scene at the beach, they were kind of like, that was the first scene that they filmed of the movie. And they were like, oh, like just like go around, have fun, sing the song, and they basically just took that first take and put it in the movie.
Oh, wow. Her name is, I have the name, Felicia Pearl. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Masi. It's spelled Mpasi. But Felicia Pearl, gosh, this is her first film, I think, and good for her.
Yeah.
Oh, she was in Grease, the Rise of the Pink Ladies, that new series. But as far as movies, I think this is her first. Yeah, this is her first film. Good for her.
Wow.
Yeah.
They were both of them were, obviously Haley is just, she's so freaking talented. So talented. Their voices just beyond.
Speaking of the voices, that in the beginning of the film, you know, when it starts with a gorgeous number, ensemble number, the cast is taking us to church. I didn't fucking know David Allen Greer can sing like that.
Me either.
I was like,
shocked.
Wait a minute. Like, I didn't know it was him at first. Because he's like, I see this man, you know, what is he playing? What is he, a pastor? Or,
Yeah.
A reverend. He's a reverend. And he's taking us to church, which, yes, of course, you know, that's what they do. Take it
Preach,
away.
baby.
You know, take us away, baby. And then I'm like, they're zooming in on his face, and I'm like, holy shit, the man can sing like that?
I had no
Wow,
idea.
I had no idea. And I wonder, that must have been really him playing the piano, too.
Yes, because I watched.
It looks like it.
Are we jumping into
watched
fun facts? I'm sorry.
No. But I
Okay.
watched the credits, and it said that he had a piano teacher for David Allen Greer, and then it had who it was. So he, and then same thing with the, what's the actor's name who plays Mister? Like, someone taught him how to play banjo.
Okay.
So like they were playing their instruments.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they did the training, but still,
Yeah.
that singing, you can't train that. That came.
No.
Let me tell you something. Black people are talented as fuck. Damn.
I love it.
Yeah, and like this is why Nikki
They're
and I
so talented,
so fucking
acting,
talented.
singing,
Triple
everything. Everything
threat.
is with soul.
Everything is with soul. Damn.
White people, get
Wow.
your shit together.
I mean,
Stop being vanilla.
yeah, literally.
We are.
Yeah.
Tracy,
White people.
get your people together and organize everything.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. I'm gonna whip them into shape.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Thank you.
Let's go. Okay, so we're talking about the beginning here. Two sisters. Maybe, you know, we're all over the place because that's what we do best. We're a fucking mess.
But yeah,
At
like
least
what I
hopefully
want to
just on the
say is
podcast, not in
so
life.
yeah,
Right.
it's also
Well, I don't know about that.
it's also like that storyline of Celie feeling like there was nobody loved her basically, and just knowing her whole life that the only person she had was her sister, and her sister basically being taken away from her by her husband, who was an abusive motherfucker, and also wanted to, you know, take advantage of his sister, which, you know, it's so fucking sad, but it's also so real. These girls had basically no like real education for a long time. So the moment her sister is like, oh, Pa tried to touch me, so I'm coming here basically to feel protected because I can't stay at home. And the whole time I'm thinking, this is not a good idea.
Yeah, she wasn't
You
safe
know,
there
because
either.
she wasn't safe
Mr.
there
originally
either.
wanted Nettie's hand in marriage.
Exactly.
And he settled for Celie. Because he needed
Exactly.
someone to take care of the home, to cook and to clean and take care of his kids.
God.
That's the only reason why he didn't need a wife, he needed a housekeeper.
Yeah, well, that's what Celie's husband said. I mean, father said to Mr.
She's a
word
housekeeper.
word around the street is that you need more than a wife. You need
Yeah.
someone to clean up that fucking house, take care of your kids, cook, clean, you know. So you should take Celie because Nettie is too smart for you. He knew already, you know, that Nettie was going to be a problem.
And then just Celie having the one person that she knows she can count on and be loved by being taken away from her, and just being like, I'm fucking left alone in this world. I have nobody I can count on. Nobody loves me, because obviously what she's been going through is that's no type of love. There's no love there. And you know, idolizing Suge because she's the only one that's, you know, treating her nicely and
Treated
being
her like a
respectful
human
of
being.
her, like a human being. And it's just so sad that the whole time through this movie, and well, if you've never seen the story, the whole time she's thinking that she was never loved by anyone except her sister. But then she realized that her actual parents loved her. You know, she just didn't have the time to, you know, enjoy that love because they both died, you know, and then she was being taken care of by an abusive motherfucker. She went from one abuse to another abuse.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it's a story for, you know, this was what, how many quote unquote years ago? Like
starts in
100?
1909.
More than 100 years ago, but it's what fits into the narrative of the poor will stay poor. You know, and let's make it that they have to stay poor forever. There's no outgrowing. This is why also all these like abortion laws now, you cannot abort, because if you do abort, there's a way for you to get out of that fucking shithole money crisis that you have. But if you keep the baby, you will still stay poor, and then that baby, that's all they know, and they stay poor, and the poor stays poor, and the poor stays poor. And it's like that movie represented that for me so much, because she was just having babies from her abusive father.
Yeah. And the rich keep getting richer.
The rich keep getting richer. And like this Sophia, 6 years in jail, and then she still had to go work for them.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that broke my heart when she came out of prison and immediately had to get in the car with the woman that got her in jail.
That put her,
Like she barely hugged her family. You know, like you're coming out of prison for the first time in 6 years, and all you get to do is have your family pat you on the back and then straight into the car to start working for the woman to put you in.
Basically another prison. So you go from a prison to another prison.
Right. Another prison.
The poor stays poor.
Damn.
Absolutely. You mentioned the Suge treating Celie like a human being, showing her the love. I have a question about this. I'm a bit, you know, naive in this area.
I know where this is going.
The relationship between Suge and Celie, right?
It was a lesbian relationship.
Was it a lesbian relationship, or let me finish the question. Oh, okay. Damn. Well, damn.
They ended up in bed together, and
you know
they
what?
sang that song, and they were kissing in the theater.
You gotta be queer and gay, but don't throw it. You don't have to rub it in my face. Enough with the gay shit. No.
Says the gay.
Yeah, yeah.
No. So here's seriously. So okay, you answered the question already, but let me finish the question. Is it a lesbian relationship, or was it that
A lesbian moment.
No, let me finish my fucking question. You fucking bitch.
Her trauma
Was
shaped
it
her.
that Celie had not experienced any love whatsoever?
From
that
a man.
This was from anyone. From anyone.
From anyone,
That,
that's true.
you know,
From, just
this
from
is
her
the
sister.
one, this is the first time in forever that a human being has treated her like a human being, that has showed her all types of love, of friendship, you know, physical touch and kindness, that it took her to the extreme of like, okay, now the last step is a kiss, you know, and sensual.
Wait,
Tracy's nodding her
Tracy's
head.
coming
No.
Yeah,
with...
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm going. Yeah, sorry. I'm not,
I don't know. I'm asking. But you already answered the question.
and
Please
I'm
explain.
gonna say my reason is that before she even met her, she was looking at her picture. And she started singing about like her body and, you know, like that she basically just thought how beautiful she was and what it would be like to touch her before she had even met her, to know how she was going to treat her.
Okay.
So I really think that she was attracted to her physically, and just on top of it, then meeting her and seeing her confidence, and then also how Suge treated her, you know, like putting
also feel
lipstick
like
on
she-
her and, you know.
Yeah.
I feel
going
like
out to
she
movies.
idolized her a little bit.
Sure.
I also feel like this is someone I want. I want her self confidence. I want a little bit of who she is to be me.
Yeah.
And I think that's also part, because I feel again like Shook showed her so many types of love coming just from one person. You know, it was friendship, it was partnership, it was motherly love when she's like putting her makeup, you know, and like, oh, like wear this dress, you know, it's that let me take care of you. She's never really been taken care of.
Yeah.
It's always her trying to find a way and figure it out. I think that's there were so many things coming just from this one character, that, you know, it also like gave her the trust to, you know, be who she was with her, you know, without having any shame. You know, that moment of the when they kiss, you know, Suge is like a free spirit, but the fact that Celie the whole time felt like this is okay and she's not gonna shame me for this. You know, I think that's a trustworthy love. It was like 5-6 different types of love that she got from this one person, and I mean, I kind of wasn't surprised.
Well,
You
I mean,
know?
I already knew it was going to happen because I remember it happened in the
Obviously,
original.
but if
you know
you're
what I
if
mean?
you're a person that has never seen,
Yeah.
you know, the original, like it's it shouldn't be a surprise, that moment. I don't know.
They just sort of allude to it in the original. Like this, the musical definitely takes it further. Like they don't leave anything to interpretation. In
Yes,
my
'cause
opinion,
in
like
the-
it's like
Yeah.
they are like together.
Yeah.
Like they're
Yeah.
somewhat of a couple. Like they have mutual feelings for one another.
Yeah. Yeah. Because in yeah, it's true what you mean, Tracy. In the original, it's a little bit like subtle. You know.
It's ambiguous.
Yeah. It's like, oh, okay. You know. But that was my question. You know. But okay, I thank you for answering that. I understand now. Everybody be gay. Gay people just make the world better.
They do.
We're all a little gay.
We're all a little gay.
I love the song when Suge is coming to town, and there's like one line about like her screwing everything, and I was like,
Oh shit! I missed that. I need to rewatch.
do you know what I'm talking about, Nikki?
I remember, and I was like, oh.
And they even like the dancers even do like a gyrating move, and I was like, wow, no holds barred, like.
And she's
They're calling
drinking
her a
from the
hoe.
little thingy. Yeah.
Yeah, her flask.
She's
Her
she's
flask.
well, I mean, they do label her as a loose woman.
Which is it because she really is like sleeping around, or is it because she's playing in like juke joints, you know, singing blues that she
It's so stupid. I
so
swear to God.
stupid
because they
I
don't
think
call
it's
men
loose
loose men.
because she's the daughter of the pastor or whatever. You know, I think the standard of, you know, being super conservative and wholesome is kind of higher because she's the daughter, but I'm like, she's just a normal person.
It's just
right,
because
like she's
a
there
woman.
having fun.
She's
Yeah,
just a
that's
woman
true.
because look at all these men fucking around anyone. You don't see anyone labeling them, you know.
Fucking their kids.
Bro, that is
saying.
sickness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that is really.
But
really
she's the loose woman, you know.
I mean, we find out that.
Well, nothing's changed
it's not
nowadays.
her-
I
that
mean,
towards the end, we find out that, you know, Ceely's father is not her biological father, but still.
but
I
still,
don't give
she's
a
a
fuck.
child.
She's a fucking child. Disgusting. That's a sickness. Pedophilia.
And also, she's calling you Pa.
Ugh.
Like you're basically you're her father,
Come
and you're
on.
doing that to her.
Like sickness, therapy, medication, lock them up. Like, come on. And
Also, the story, like this story is also about forgiveness and you know, the way she just forgives her dad at the end, and I was like, what a beautiful heart to have, because I would have chopped his dick and balls and I would have made, you know, a little grilling with it, barbecue it, and then fed it to him.
that pussy
Because
ass bitch.
yes, a PAB,
A PAB.
but I would have like really cooked his genitals up and then fed them to him and be like, what do you think about this, motherfucker?
Yeah.
It's just, sometimes I'm like, I have no words.
Yeah, he's a PAB. He's a PAB. Yeah, that's a good thing. I wanted to thank you for reminding me about the forgiveness part, because, you know, even in the end, she forgives Mister's standing around the table, holding hands with them at the closing number, and I'm like, what did he do to deserve this? Maybe I'm just not a forgiving person, but.
That's what I'm saying. I was like,
You know,
her
Ceely
heart.
is, you know, I was like, damn, what a beautiful
Ceely, her
heart. like
heart
you
was
said.
so good.
Yeah.
You know, it's not an ugly, she's not an ugly person, you know,
Right.
she's a beautiful person. So, I don't know.
He's over here standing there, holding hands, singing with these people like he ain't doing nothing wrong. I
Well-
will say, I do like that he made it an effort and sold, you know,
Quote unquote redeems himself.
redeemed
Right,
himself.
right.
But still.
It's
know?
not enough, but I think he was trying to extend that olive branch. But I will say it was selfish, because when she's sitting at the table and she said, I curse you and everything. And then it was
I
like,
curse you with my dying breath.
yeah,
Like in my favorite murder.
yeah. And the land that he has, his crops keep turning to shit because they're saying, oh, we have to burn it again. So it's like he's not making a profit on anything. So he's like, oh, wow, she cursed me. Like nothing's going right in my life. So he's like, I need to make this right. And then he gets the letter from Nettie, which he's been holding all these letters that Nettie has been writing to Ceely for years.
Yeah.
And sees that they're trying to get back to the United States because she's been in Africa with her Ceely's 2 children, and they're trying to make it back to the States. So he goes to the whatever office to try to get the documentation to bring them back. So that's sort of his olive branch and extending it and saying, I'm sorry, you know, like the mistake that I made turning her away, and now I'm going to like bring her back. I mean, it's not enough, but it was something because she missed the shit out of her sister.
Oh my gosh.
You
The way
know,
he
so
separated them.
yeah,
Or a PAB, a PAB.
right. And I think that's all she wanted. Ceely wanted was just to be reunited with her sister again. That was like her one person.
The one love.
Yeah.
The one love she got.
If it wasn't Suge, it was her. It was Nettie. You know, her sister.
Absolutely. I mean, through and through, like that was her ride or die.
Gosh,
Literally.
that ending scene, you know, where she's reunited with Nettie and her kids, Olivia and Adam, right? And then the grandchildren.
Yeah.
Oh
my
my
God. I
God. The
could've-
way I was crying.
I could
I know.
imagine seeing
I
that
know.
on
Me
stage too would have probably even more emotional.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
holy shit. Like, this is her. I was so happy in that moment because she finally got Nettie back. She finally has her kids back, but she has
has a
grandchildren.
family.
She has a family. Like, and then when she's like touching her grandchildren, their faces, it's more like, I made this. This
Yeah.
is my
Yeah.
world. This is my empire, really. You know? And it was just like so wholesome for me, you know, where I'm like, good for her. I'm so happy, you know, like.
It
that
fills your heart.
it really, really filled my heart. I was so happy for her in that moment, you know.
Because that's all she wanted, right? Was really just like a family that loved her. And also, I mean, I love that she opened up her own shop.
Yeah.
Yes. She
And
made
she's
it
making
her own.
pants.
Those pants.
Which I think is just so telling in and of itself, because like in the 1940s for women to wear pants, like that really
was
wasn't heard
impossible.
of. And especially like I feel like black women. So that in and of itself I think was a huge thing. And then also, you know, that sort of saying of like, well, you know, I'm the man of the house. I wear the pants, you know, like
Yeah.
I'm in charge. Everything that I say goes. So for her to be like, I'm the one wearing the pants now. Like
Yeah.
I have control of my life. I think that was just such a big moment for Celie
Very
too. Of
symbolic.
like, coming into her own and taking control of her life, because she had no control up to that point. So I love that too. And then we see her tap dance.
And she was also very like proud of herself. Like, I made this. I made these children. I made these grandchildren. Like, I
Yeah.
love that. And I love that number with the pants. The, you know, when she opens up her shop, all the three women
Yeah.
are singing. Such a fun number. I was like, damn, Fantasia, I didn't know you could dance like that. Like, again, like,
Oh,
what
yeah.
the hell? That was so much fun. Damn, that was such a beautiful, visually beautiful movie. Like,
Yes.
you know, even in
the direction,
the direction was
Yeah.
great. So good. Like, they knew what the fuck they were doing. It was
I also, it's same thing. Like I did want more songs, but I also wanted more. So it's like the whole thing. I wanted more of the whole thing. So it's really rare for me to be like, oh yeah, I'll watch that again many more times.
Right.
And I know I'm gonna watch that movie many more times again.
yeah.
It's just like, it's sad, but it's also that, you know, resolution at the end. You know, it gives you a little hope in your own life. You know, everything that you go through in life is temporary.
Yeah.
And even if it's a long as temporary, it's just not going to be forever like that.
Well,
and for
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like, you think you have it bad, watch this movie. Because, like the way that Celie, her life is for, like, that first 40 years,
oh my god,
I'm never going to complain again.
Yeah, it makes me feel grateful, you know, for what I have.
Yeah.
Because there are people who still live the life that Celie is living, and actually
Yeah.
way worse in those conditions. You know, just because this movie took place over 100 years ago does not mean that it's not relevant today.
Absolutely.
You know what
yeah.
I mean? It's still very fucking relevant.
Absolutely.
So this is just a particular story in a particular place and time. But what a lovely
But yeah,
movie.
there is light at the end of the tunnel. There is
light
hope.
at the end
Yes.
of the tunnel.
And I think also, especially like if you try to make your own destiny,
Yeah.
you know, because I mean, yes, Celie got the deed to that place, but she could have not done anything with it. But instead, she said,
Oh, yeah.
that,
And
you know,
also,
this is
like-
what I'm going to do. I'm going to take control of my life. So,
Her journey also, like the character of like getting the self-confidence to stand up for herself, when her husband was treating her like shit, you know. I think that was really important in the movie, because she finally had it's like when she finally stands up for him, you get to breathe again. You're like, oh, thank God, we're here, because we've always seen is abuse to her, and she like a hopeless person. She can't fight back. She doesn't know how to fight back, and she finally finds that strength that she needs. And I think it comes also from having Sophia next to her. And then,
and Suge's across from her too, because those were the two women
support system,
right? The two women throughout that movie. Even Sophia has a whole song. Hell no, like a man's never gonna raise his hand to me.
Yep.
And Suge, like when Celie says something like, "Oh, he'll beat me up," and she's like, "Why do you let him?
Why?" Yeah.
So like having these two strong women in her corner and saying, you need to stand up for yourself, but also like I'm here for you, because they back her up.
And when she says like, oh, she's coming to Tennessee with me.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
I know it's such a good moment. I'm like, fuck yes, get her out of there.
Yeah.
And I think also that pushes her even more to be like, fuck you. I do not need to take shit from you anymore. Peace out.
Mm-hmm. Gosh, that was such a good moment. She was like, and we're bringing Celie with us. Yeah. I was like, oh, yeah, let's go.
Because she did tell her next time. And next time was like however many years, but
7 years later.
We got there eventually.
When Suge gets there with her new husband, she sees that something had just occurred, because she's like, oh, look, I'm engaged. Look at my ring or whatever.
We're like two married women.
Right, two married women. And she sees Celie is in tears, and she's like, oh, something just happened. I need to get her out. And
she sees the blood coming out of her mouth.
Yeah, she's like, I need to get her out of
this is bad. Yeah.
Which, also that scene, I mean, I know we already talked about this. I remember that scene in the original film with Whoopi Goldberg and Daniel Glover, how I was so terrified of what was going to happen with her and the blade. And Daniel Glover...
Oh, yeah.
Terrified me in that film. I mean, I watched that film as a kid, when I shouldn't have. Thanks, Janet.
It was the 90s.
It was the 90s,
kids.
Yeah.
You didn't give a fuck.
Janet.
Nope.
This is why I'm in therapy. But I remember, watching that scene and thinking, oh my God, what is she going to do? And I was so afraid that she was going to do it, but I wanted her to do it and slit his throat. I'm like, do it.
The whole time you're like, do it, but I'm scared.
But I'm scared. But do it. But I'm scared,
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, it's good that she didn't.
Right.
Because also I think she is such a good person that for her to murder someone, as wrong as they were to her, I don't know. I think that she would have just felt such guilt. And I think that would have changed her as a person.
She probably would have gotten arrested, too. She wouldn't have...
Well, exactly. It's not worth it. It's not worth
everything
it.
that she ended up accomplishing,
Right.
So good for her for waiting, hanging on just a bit more.
But that shows how desperate she was to get out. When it's like killing someone, she was going to pull a Gypsy Rose. You know?
I was just thinking about that. Gypsy Rose.
Like when your situation is so desperate, you just want to get out.
You just want to get out, so you kill.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you blame the person at that point or not?
No, you don't. No. You don't blame them.
I wouldn't, because they're a victim.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Celie was.
They're just defending themselves.
She was a victim and became a survivor.
Right, because that's the thing. People can only handle so much. You can only get kicked down so many times. Right. Absolutely.
Keep poking a sleeping bear, it's going to
attack. Yeah. Absolutely.
Great film.
Beautiful. Yes, I highly recommend it.
Highly recommend it. I mean, and what the fuck, Oscars? It only got one Oscar nomination.
I am speechless. Yeah. I wanted to talk about that.
Yes, I'm happy for Danielle Brooks, but where are all the other nominations?
I know.
That one, for me, honestly, are you fucking kidding me with the holdovers? Are you fucking kidding me? How is this not nominated for Best Movie?
And the holdovers is? How the fuck is the holdovers nominated for Best Picture, but this isn't? I mean, let's talk about the costumes, the scenery.
I mean, cinematography,
everything.
Editing.
Danielle should have gotten nominated. Taraji should have
direction.
All
gotten
of them.
nominated.
Taraji,
What the
Fantasia.
fuck?
Everyone. Oh my god.
Well, I think it just says, like, also the Oscars are sort of like a popularity contest.
Fuck. A pussy ass bitch.
Cannot.
You know?
God.
So,
PAB.
yeah.
They got, wait, I pulled it up. Where is it? They got nominated for a lot except at the Oscars.
Yeah, they got nominated for a few.
For many things.
Which is so funny because the Oscars have gotten such backlash that they've been opposed to nominating films that have people who have minorities in them. Mm-hmm. So it's like you're perpetuating this scenario.
Okay, so for the Critics' Choice, they got nominated for Best Picture, Best Supporting Actress, Danielle, Best Acting Ensemble, which would... that's definitely a full nomination.
I mean, the whole cast was amazing.
Cast.
Also, wait, real quick, can we talk about the Squeak? I didn't realize that was her
Yes,
until she started
her.
singing.
That was her.
Until she started singing, and I was like,
yes.
"Oh my gosh, that's her!" Because I'm so used to seeing her with her hair down or the sunglasses with a guitar in her hand.
We never see her face. I love this.
Right,
so
and she wasn't
cute.
wearing like any makeup.
She's so pretty.
And so it wasn't until she sang in the song with the pants, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's her!"
Speaking of her, Ciara.
I
I was like, Ciara, what
did
is
not
you doing here?
expect that.
Same
I
thing.
know,
I was like,
me
girl, what are
too.
you doing here?
Yeah,
was
she
like,
came out of the
wait a
car.
minute.
I was like,
Yeah, I was like, "Is that Ciara?"
that was definitely a surprise. I definitely did that on purpose.
Yeah.
But I was like, what are you doing here, girl?
I loved it. Yeah,
And she did great.
Yeah.
She killed it when she had that one line and then
Yeah,
she
she was like, this
made
is my
that song.
moment. I got one line. I'm going to give it my all.
she did.
She was so good. So freaking good.
Yeah, but fuck the Oscars. The Oscars are PAB. But
Yes.
should have gotten all the nominations because what the fuck. But the audience, let me see, because Nikki did all the homework. I didn't do shit. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a
I did it hungover, which is the best
great
part.
for you. So Rotten Tomatoes score gave it an 82. I disagree with that. The audience score gave it a 95. That's much better.
I agree with that.
I agree
Yeah.
with that. And then IMDb gave it a 7 out of 10. I think it should have been higher, but whatever.
Also, to vote, I wanted to vote on IMDb, and it was like create an account. I was like, I know.
Why we gotta create
Let me
an account
just
for
let me just
everything?
vote.
Yeah.
Let me just say yes. I
Tired of
like it a
creating
lot.
An account. I'm tired of creating passwords. Like, enough is enough.
Seriously.
Oh, and for the SAG Awards, they got nominated Outstanding Cast in a Motion Picture, and they and Daniel Brooks got nominated for actress. Now the SAG Awards are next week.
Oh.
And yes, so.
I like the SAG Awards.
The
'cause those are
SAG
your
Awards,
peers, you know?
it's your peers, so
Those-
maybe.
That's to me, those are the ones that count, the SAG Awards, because like you guys just said, it's your fellow actors who are voting for you, and I feel like that says more than a board of people who don't really know anything about the industry.
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just can't believe Taraji's not nominated.
Come on, man. Taraji.
Fantasia, all those moments that Fantasia was, well, I mean, you know, when she was so, inwards, basically. She was, there was no external, she wasn't breaking, like, the fourth wall, how we say it. It was all in, and I was inside with her. You know, the whole time I'm trying to give her a hug emotionally, and I can't. She's so broken, and I'm like, how did this actress not get nominated when she took me to these places emotionally?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Taraji is a natural, but it
Taraji,
was... She was so
Fantasia.
natural, like... But also, like, this was a little bit of a different character for her, too. And she showed us a different side of her talents, you know, singing that I've never seen before. I'm like, whatever, man. The holdovers.
Are you fucking kidding me? I'm sorry. I get so upset.
Come on.
I think I did read that the Oscars, I can't remember if it's next year in 2025 or 2026, that they're going to add a category of like best cast. I'm sad that they didn't do it this year because I feel like this should win. You know, like it would not only be nominated, but it would win. Because just like you guys said, everyone showed up to work. Like every single person who is in it,
The
amazing.
rent was due.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they all paid.
Yeah. Fuck
Wait,
them.
what else is nominated for the Oscars?
Let's see.
Oppenheimer,
which I watched, by the way.
I liked
I finally watched it. We did it in one sitting. I
long
can't
as
believe
fuck.
we did it in one sitting. We started at 9:30 p.m. Friday night, and we
Oh,
finished it
fuck.
at 12:30 a.m. 3 fucking hours. But we did
God,
it.
that's
Wow.
I
so
didn't
long.
think we were gonna do it, but we did it.
That's commitment.
Yeah, I meant to talk to you guys about it at the top of the episode, but I don't want to talk about it now to just kind of like take attention away
Yeah.
from The Color Purple. But Emily Blunt, I'll just say that.
I fucking love Emily Blunt.
She's a star.
Is it time for fun facts?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Is it?
Fun facts! My favorite part. Okay. Tracey, take it away.
Please, I'm excited.
Yes. Better have some good ones or you're fired.
I know. I'm scared. Well, I did mention this earlier that Danielle Brooks originally had played Sophia on Broadway in the 2015 revival. So she came back to reprise her role.
We actually know, we all went to school with one of the people that was on the Broadway cast, which was Kyle.
Oh, Kyle was in it.
Kyle was he went to AMDA too, to the same school that we went. He graduated a year after us. And I think he played Mr. I think.
Oh, shit.
I'm not sure. He had one of the leading roles. I gotta look it up. But yeah, it's and I think he was in the original Broadway cast.
Okay.
He's in Hamilton now, I think. If I'm not mistaken.
Good for him.
Okay. Good for him.
Good for him.
Yeah. Another fun fact.
This isn't your segment.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Danielle Brooks and Corey Hawkins, who played Harpo, they are actually good friends and former Juilliard classmates.
Oh.
So when
sweet.
Corey was cast, he asked
Danielle
the
went
producers.
to Juilliard.
Yes.
Danielle Brooks.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So when
Okay.
Corey was cast, he asked the producers to look at Danielle to reprise her role as Sophia for the movie.
Good for them. That's so sweet.
Oprah Winfrey, she was a producer, but she declined to make an appearance in the movie because Whoopi Goldberg's in it. She
Yeah.
plays the midwife. But yeah, Oprah said no.
Okay.
The Oscar-nominated song, Miss Seeley's Blues, Sister, was in the original 1985 Color Purple movie, but was not in the Broadway production. So it made its way into this movie musical film adaptation, and it has become an unofficial anthem for the African American lesbian community. Okay, Giovanni.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Lesbians.
Okay. Nearly 24 songs were cut from the movie and replaced with dialogue or new songs.
That's a lot of songs. Sorry,
I
Tracey,
know.
to cut you off.
No, that's okay. It is a lot. Director Blitz Bazawule
The director.
says it was never my intent to remake the Broadway play. It was more about asking ourselves, what new could we bring to this brilliant canon?
Okay.
Okay.
Good job.
One of the new songs for the movie, Keep It Movin', was co-written by Halle Bailey.
Ooh, which one was that?
I loved that song.
Which one was
that's
that
the
one?
That's the one when Nettie moves into the house with Mr. and Seeley, and they're supposed to go get firewood, And Nettie's like, oh, come on, we gotta like go have some fun first. And they like sing that song, and then they're like on the beach and dancing around. I loved that song. So I didn't know that wasn't in the Broadway musical, and she co-wrote it.
Good for her.
Last one, Fantasia Barrino did not want to reprise her role of Celie.
I heard
because it was just so like emotionally taxing for her, and like at the time that she was playing the role and like the time in her life, like it was just hard for her. But Blitz, the director, convinced her that he wanted to give Celie an imagination, which Barrino found intriguing. So he talked her into it, and thank goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could never see any other cast.
Thank goodness for her doing
that was a great fucking cast.
Wow. I mean, Celie is
beautiful.
a heavy role to play.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
I could imagine it's not the same having to do it 8 times a fucking week.
I can't imagine.
A character that gets beaten, raped, talked down to. Oh, that's rough. And if she's going
emotionally
through something
taxing
in her life, like that is a strong woman right there. 'Cause that is really difficult.
So I give her credit for doing it, because that you could tell like it's a lot emotionally, as an actor. So, but she did the damn thing.
Thank goodness she did. Thank you, Fantasia.
Yeah. Thank you.
I mean, we keep talking about the women a lot, but I have to just mention, our guy Colman, Domingo.
Mister.
He did great, Mister.
I've adored him since I've discovered him in Euphoria, and he's kind of up and coming now. He's actually nominated for an Oscar for another movie, Rustin, which I've not watched, but I have to watch. So good for him, for his Oscar nomination this year.
Oh, he did great. Yeah.
But yeah, and he's also, I think he's also in another film that's out. I'm not sure, but anyway, Colman, good job. Keep talking about the women, we forgot about him. But
no, he was great. Yeah.
Well, I feel
like everyone was
great.
Everyone was
even John Baptiste, Suge's husband, when he shows up, I was like, John, that's you?
I don't know who that is.
Playing the piano. You don't know John Baptiste? Yeah, you do.
No, should I? Damn, I feel embarrassed.
He did the music for Soul.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like big time in the music world.
Oh, well, that's why I didn't know him. I don't know shit about music, unfortunately.
Shame.
He definitely doesn't, because he said Beyonce's new song is bad.
Oh, he co-wrote the song or write the song?
Beehive, come get Giovanni.
They're coming for your ass.
I'm sorry.
He said, I don't like it.
I don't like it.
And then he said the other one that was so good, he said, what do you say? He's like, oh yeah, it's cute. I'm like, you're so disrespectful.
I love Beyonce. I really do. I just don't like country
I don't think
music.
you love her enough.
Oh, please. You just love the song because it's Beyonce. I don't like country music.
Exactly.
That's it.
Because she's so good. She's that good.
Whatever. Well, I want to say I give... What? I mean what, Tracey? Go ahead. Say it.
No, I was just saying, like, Nikki's wearing a Beyonce shirt, so...
I wish you could see Nikki's Beyonce shirt and her nails right now. I love Beyonce. Are you fucking kidding me?
You don't love her enough.
Just because I don't like her two
Love
country
means
songs.
loyalty.
Please.
It's a whole album, so get ready to like country.
I love the good.
We're in our country era now.
I love the good, bad, and ugly of Beyonce.
So you should like the song.
No, I don't gotta love every part of her.
That's not loyalty. You're not part of the Beehive.
But anyway, I give the film 3 thumbs up.
Me too.
I mean,
I give my toes, my hands, everything.
Every limb. They can take all of my limbs. Just take it. I am ready.
I want to watch it again. And the music is so good. I had not listened to the soundtrack before, not the Broadway soundtrack. So just going in blind I was like, I need to just listen to the soundtrack over and over again.
Yeah.
So good.
Now I got to rewatch that part where Shook's come to town and they mentioned that she's a loose woman. I need to see
Yeah, it's something about like I can't remember the line now, but basically like she screws everything.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
All right. Well, let's announce what we're going to talk about next episode.
So we're doing we're going back to documentaries. So we're going to talk about the new Netflix release of Lover, Stalker, Killer.
I'm excited about it.
Do we know how many episodes that
I
is?
think it's just a film.
Okay.
I think it's just like
Nice.
one film. I think. I could be wrong. You know, I don't know shit. I never do my homework.
Yeah.
the way,
and,
that's what
and
we're
you
gonna be talking
also
about.
pressure us to
Don't
record early.
Please don't expect the best out of these podcasts episodes. We don't know what we're doing. Like, you know, but still comment, like, and subscribe though. Still do that.
And give us positive
Share the
feedback.
love.
Please.
Feedback, share the love. Even if you know you hate us, just still give us a thumbs up and recommend us to people. Okay.
I know. Even that person you hate, you're like, you're
Right.
gonna love
You're
this.
gonna love this. You know, like
Tell all your enemies.
we need it. You know, just feel so bad for us that just feel the love for us.
That'd be great. That'd
so
be great.
All right. Well, that's all.
That was beautiful.
Thanks for joining us. The show must go on.
As always.
It's a pleasure having you guys listen to us. If you are
And we'll
there,
see
listen
you.
to us. If you haven't turned us off at this point,
If you're
We
still
love
with
you.
us,
Thank you for listening. We're here for you, and we'll see you next week.
okay.
Bye.
Bye.